Nobody's afraid to conquer. I don't know what you think. And so I asked him, I says, well, does this woman have a name? And he says, yes, Rosemary Schindler. In response to which I said, I know Rosemary Schindler. I became the most important man in Jesus, we really have. I said, I know Rosemary, because years ago when I worked in television, Rosemary, of course, her involvement with Israel was legendary, and did some work over there with her. And she introduced me to Nahum Curry and work in Bethlehem and what have you. And so I said, I know. So in any case, Jim said he was going to start to get the guts up to actually try and talk to her. So there's Rosemary. So he sends out, pings. Hi, how are you? And she doesn't want to have anything to do with him. So I said, he'll call me and I'm coaching him. We'll try this, nothing. She just doesn't want to know from nothing. So yes, it is true. Now this is the God's honest truth. We got a little spiritual here, but you wanted the story, I'm giving it. He calls me in the middle of the night. I wouldn't even pick up the phone if it's Sunday night. I look at it, call it ID. It says Jim Garland, and what does he want? So I call this lady. Jim. What do you want? Well, Rosemary, she won't talk to me. It's just whining for her. She's not getting nowhere. This is the guy that's stuck in the snow. He's just going back and forth. The overall can't get no traction. And he said, Jeff, I just don't know what to do. I feel like a junior in college. I says, don't flatter yourself, James. Juniors in college know how to do better than that. I mean, a freshman in high school at best, really. The guy's just marriage when he's clueless how to get it all together. So I said, look, I'm going to call her up. He says, well, I'm not asking you to do that. I says, well, I'm going to do it. Well, why? You don't have to do that. I said, but I'm just tired of your whining. These late night calls. Well, you don't have to. Anyway. That was the only one. No, it wasn't. The only one you could remember. In any case, so I called my Rosemary. She's videotaping.
Media are not allowed here.
This is a great comedic opportunity.
Rosemary, and I hear noise. She's at like a gathering. I say, Rose, Jeff's like, can I talk to you for a moment? So she goes out, and I said, you know what it's like in high school, where you have some guy trying to talk to some girl that he's really afraid to be with, so one of his friends kind of does it. That's kind of what this is. You have my permission just to shut it all down if you think it's inappropriate, but I want to talk to you about God, who is Jim Garland, Paul. There's a few things I want to tell you about Jim. I said, number one, I want you to know he's not a stalker.
I really was.
I mean, Jim is one of the most prestigious parishes in the Western United States. The guy is Newt Gingrich's go-to guy when Christian approaches public policy. They've asked him to be the president of some colleges. He followed, just this famous parish. But she didn't know who he was. And I said, number one, he's not a stalker. And I went on to say that he pastors a prominent church. And then I went on to say, he's got a Master of Divinity degree from Asbury. He's got a THM from Princeton. He's got a PhD from Drew. She interrupted me then. She says, there's a lot of smart guys in the world. I don't care. Is he saved?
Amen.
Is he a believer?
All right.
And then I went on to say, I think so. You never know. No, he's done some things that are questionable. Reasonable confident. We'll know later. But I went on, and here's the last thing I want to say about her and him. Obviously, once they got talking, it went fine. But it says something about Rosemary. So she figured out he's saved, not just smart and successful. But then I went on to talk about his accomplishments. He followed John Maxwell to that parish there. And she interrupted me again. God, that woman just gets in. She interrupted me again. She said, listen, I love Israel. And I stand with Israel. I've given my life for Israel. Where is he relative to Israel?
Amen.
And that question had to be answered. I don't care if he's Bill Gates' nephew who inherited his fortune. I mean, that question had to be answered. I told her, I says, listen, I remember a couple years ago at 9/11, downtown there with the World Trade Towers, they wanted a plenary speaker. They asked Jim to come. I remember just at Skyline Wrestling, he asked me to come 2 Sundays to speak about Israel and the Bible, that he supports us. In any case, I was John the Baptist who prepared the way of the Lord.